I came from New York City to live the Maine life. I was hired to design outdoor footwear.
I live the Maine life. We're looking for college grads, so come get your check.
I came from Venezuela to live the Maine life. I opened my own restaurant.
Learn more about hundreds of Maine jobs and our tax program for college grads at liveandworkinmaine.com.
Coming up on this week's episode.
Here's this week's game changer. Here's this week's game changer. Wow.
That's the same one that my son does that one.
And this week at Myro Studios, we are hearing the music of actress and songwriter Valerie Landsburg.
Hi everyone, I'm Erin O'Valley, my partner in crime, Kevin Oates, and you're watching MaineLife.
An echo of an echo is the semblance of a sound, and I press and I've waited with my ear upon the ground. Oh, lover, I'll see you there, waiting in the willows with your autumn hair. Oh, lover, I'll see you there after many miles.
Hi everyone, welcome to our home at Myro Studios in downtown Portland. Kevin, how's it going?
I'm awesome. It's summertime in Maine. It's nothing really better than that.
All is good. And this week, MaineLife did not have to go too far. We stayed in Portland and are featuring a business that is, again, booming and hiring. We'll talk about that. Also this week, learned how to box.
Okay, how'd that go? We're gonna find out.
They were very patient, and it's a great workout. So we'll talk about working out.
Yes.
So that is coming up as well. Be kind to me. And in music today, Kevin.
Yes, this is a really special one. This is not only a dear friend of mine, but my board president for Maine Youth Rock Orchestra. Valerie Landsburg, for those who you might know, if you ever watched Fame, the TV series, she played Doris on that series and was on that for 4 years. She is an incredible and accomplished songwriter, a director, and everything. And she's just an amazing woman, and she's a Mainer now. So,
I love it. We got a lot of talent here.
and
today.
more importantly, I get to play some songs with her this episode, which is really a lot of fun. So let's watch.
2, 3, 4. Cause you never know when your life will try to break you in half, and you never know when you will not have the strength left to laugh, and you never think that you'll ever have the will to survive, and you never think that you can, but you try. When you're saying goodbye and you cry, you never think that the people on the news will be you, and you never think that your deepest, darkest nightmares come true, and you thank your lucky stars cross your heart and say a prayer that it's them, cause you never want to be faced with what you can't comprehend. It's no good to pretend.
We are proud to support Maine businesses. Not only are they our customers, they are the lifeblood of our state. Whether they're entrepreneurs who have come here to try to grow a business and make a life, or whether they've been in a 6th-generation business in Maine, we're proud of them all.
Good morning. Tilson is a network deployment and IT professional services company. We help government agencies and large commercial organizations implement big technology projects. We have about 240 employees, and 65 of our employees live here in Maine. What's exciting about Tilson is that the team members really want to be here, and so I would describe it as a high-performance, happy group of people who are here for each other as much as they are the company.
When you come to work every day, how does it feel?
So it feels like a Michael Bay movie. There's explosions going off in the background and dinosaurs running down the street. I mean, it's really exciting and it's fast-paced. We're about 50% veterans, and in technology services, there's a lot of veterans anyway, but even for a technology services company, we have a lot of veterans here. Tilson is a place where veterans can find a sense of team belonging, which they often find missing as they transition back to the civilian world. And here is a place where they really get to feel that sense of responsibility for each other. Tilson was just named the 2017 SBA Veteran-Owned Business of the Year for New England, and the team was recognized for being entrepreneurs, and for them that meant taking risk. And that means going in places where other people aren't. It was a real honor to be recognized for the team. Everybody here works so hard, and it's exciting to see that Tilson's work here in Portland is being recognized regionally and nationally. 2007, we were 3 people, and today we're 240 employees, and we're growing fast. We have about 50 open positions nationally, and that's across about 35 unique positions. So we think we'll be about 300 people by the end of the year, and we're today 9 offices and in the process of opening 2 more. Working in downtown Portland has been a dream. Our business is located down on Commercial Street and we can see the water, but we're actually building a new office up on 16 Middle Street. So we're really excited about being downtown where we can eat great food and have a social life and a cultural life in addition to our business. One of the things I'm excited about being in Portland, Maine is that I can work worldwide and come home and play. This weekend I got to play with my family in Penobscot Bay and get out on the water with my kids.
It's your picnic table and your park bench. It's your hotel room, your office, and your nursery. It's your first date and a shoulder to cry on. It's your barbershop, your dance floor, and your toolbox. It's your car. Find it at Quirk.
We're in Munjoy Hill right now, or the East End in Portland, Maine, and it has become, without question, the most desirable area in the state of Maine. Part of it is the view, part of it is the proximity to downtown, but there is a community right here on the East End which is unique.
The house was built in 1889. When we first looked at it, it was quite a process to think about what will we do with this. We weren't sure if we were going to completely tear it down or just try to renovate it. We decided to forge ahead with the renovation. We were able to develop, quite a beautiful place. It's a 2-family. My daughter and her family live in the first unit. I live in the second unit. We're at a point now where she has decided she wants to be more in the suburb area than in the city with the children and all. So talked about now getting ready to put it on the market to sell.
This is a house you can truly just walk into, and part of what Linda went through in working with the existing structure is a property that has uniqueness. And what they have done is they've addressed all of the stuff that needed to be done, from high-tech insulation and siding and heating systems, AC systems, but they've also embraced some of that original architecture in the property and reused a lot of products that were in the original property. Everything is high-end, everything is thoughtfully laid out, conscientiously done. The other unique feature of the house is the garage. Very rare in this urban area to have that. Again, another nice thing, we're not scraping our windshields in the wintertime. We can park our car inside.
It's not huge, but it's enough space. We actually have 2 living rooms, so one that's kind of cozy to hang out with my grandchildren. When they come to visit, we hang out there. This deck here, and right inside here is this little room so even in the middle of winter, when you can't sit out here, you can still come up here and enjoy the view. You just never get enough of this view. So, we love it. It's really hard to think about leaving. I'm not sure that I could ever create something like this again.
It is a true opportunity for somebody to buy a lovely, lovely home that should be worry-free for the next 25, 30 years. So, it's a special home.
For a lot of people, the Portland Boxing Club is their home away from home and a big part of their Maine life.
We can probably go elbows in. I started boxing back when I was 14. My dad used to box, so I grew up watching boxing. My dad actually ended up taking me down to the boxing club, and they were like, she's probably not gonna love it. You know, it's a lot of work. It seems like you're just gonna get in the ring and get going, but it's so much more than that. I ended up falling in love with it. I found Portland Boxing Club when I went to college, and I haven't left since. I think our gym is unique in the sense that it's an individual sport, but we're very much a team. A lot of gyms, you know, their fighters are close, but I really feel like the connection that we have here is really strong.
We've been here for 25 years. It's been an awesome program, really, right from the start. Most of my kids that actually compete, they're pretty well schooled before they get in there, so that's why our winning record is as good as it is.
I've been the New England Golden Glove champion a couple of times. Last year I got bronze in the Nationals, and I lost a razor close fight to get the silver to move on to the gold. So I'm hopeful to try that again.
It has been proven to be the toughest sport of all the sports to compete in. You have to be in tremendous shape. It takes a lot of heart, too, and dedication. The way we do it is we really try to make sure that our people are completely technically sound before they get in there.
It's just so rewarding. Not only are you at the best peak shape that you can be in, you're competing in a sport that there's just nothing like it. I can't even describe what it's like, you know, getting in that ring. I just love this sport.
We've been here for 25 years. Boxing was a big part of Portland years ago. It was the busiest fight town in the world at one time, or in the country. This is the perfect demographics for a boxing program. It's not too big, it's not too small. It's small enough that the community really rallies around the local kids and support them. In a bigger town, bigger city, you probably wouldn't get that as much.
Portland Boxing Club is a great place to be if you want to box. Yes! Yes! Head on your feet, you're dancing around. Yep, so you're good.
This is going to be in my face.
Yep. Yes! Best yet.
Time now to meet this week's furry friend, Hazel from Cumberland. Thank you to Mom Kate for sending in those sweet shots of Hazel. And here on MaineLife, we like to give shout outs to all of our veterinarians for taking good care of our pets. So Hazel would like to thank Dr. Graves at Falmouth Veterinary Hospital, who also takes very good care of my little Baxter. If you'd like your furry friend to be featured on MaineLife, you can email us videos or photos at info@mainelifemedia.com.
And we are hearing another song from actress and songwriter Valerie Landsburg, which I got to join her on. This song is called River.
I am a river. There's a weed in me that some can see. Flame behind this mask of mine, down the sword for your reward, and shine, and shine, and shine, and shine.
Cool.
At Town & Country, we continue to grow a collaborative and innovative environment for our employees. And as such, we value supporting others, such as the Game Changers, who pursue their passions to make Maine a better place to live and work.
Time now, just say it. Say the line.
Time now to meet
Innovator
our main innovator and creator.
There it is. Say it again.
Time now to meet our main innovator and creator.
Meet this week's.
Oh. Okay.
Here's this week's game changer. Here's this week's game changer. Okay, good. Let's go. Okay. America.
Welcome back to Game Changers. I'm Jess Knox, your host. I'm happy to say today we're joined by Lilly Pearlman, who's involved with the Portland Cultural Exchange. Welcome.
Thank you.
So tell our viewers a little bit about the work that the Exchange does and sort of how you got into it.
The Portland Cultural Exchange is a growing project. We're not a nonprofit yet. We're not affiliated entirely with any particular organization. I grew up in Portland. I grew up in a predominantly kind of homogeneous friend group. I was traveling a lot. My parents are musicians, but I wasn't exposed to Portland's diversity growing up. And I went to college in New York and I lived in Brazil and I came back to Portland and I remember thinking like, oh man, like Portland, it's just so homogeneous. It's so white. That's what I was thinking. And then I kind of thought it out a little further and realized, no, it's not homogeneous, it's just segregated. You know, people don't spend time together who look different, who speak different languages, who have different backgrounds. And we started working on creating events that bring people together around things that we mutually love.
I love the notion of using events to convene people from different backgrounds and perspectives to just create relationships and experiences. It's a very powerful tool. I think it's interesting that you're using these events, particularly because I think naturally we are attracted to networks of people and friendships of people with things we're familiar with, right? It sort of pushes us outside of our comfort zone when we maybe can't communicate with the person or think we can't communicate with the person even, or don't know what to talk about. I don't have anything in common with that person.
Right.
And I'm betting you've found that those are some preconceived notions that aren't really true.
Yeah, and it's kind of a mix because what we have is the whole point is to bring people together around a common point that is familiar. You know, on the one hand, we have so much more in common than we realize, and that's what we're trying to kind of bring out together. And we have differences that are really, sometimes really profound and also really beautiful to look at.
Yeah, I think your work and the encouragement of different perspectives and different voices, it makes everything better, even when it's uncomfortable.
Right.
Right. You know, being uncomfortable. I saw a speaker last year that said that uncomfortable feeling that you're having, that's actually learning, and I think that's evident in some of the work you do. So, if I gave you a magic wand or a magic bean or something like that, what would be your moonshot in the work that you do?
I think I have two. Am
Okay,
I allowed to have two?
Absolutely.
My two are, one is that in Portland, every kid speaks 5 languages. My second moonshot is that this kind of thing exists all over the country and all over the world. You know, that around the world there are groups of people coming together in centers where community really means multiculturalism and kind of mutual understanding through mutual passions.
Everybody has something to offer that we can all learn from, right?
Exactly.
Well, thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it. If people want to find out more about your work or about events, so where do they find you?
So we're on Facebook.com/PortlandCulture right now. Our website is kind of in the works, but it'll be worth it when it comes. But for now, just Facebook is the best way. Or you can email us at portlandcultureexchange@gmail.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for being here.
Thanks so much for having me.
So before we do our last song, I do want to introduce our musician today, Valerie Landsburg, who is a new and old Mainer. But before we dive into that, with your relationship with Maine, let's talk about how we met. Tell everybody in MaineLife the story of our friendship.
Well, it really starts with my boyfriend and I going, what are we going to do on a Friday night? And we see this thing called Hollerfest 2. We find out it's music. We find out there are 3 bands playing and this youth orchestra. And we're like, okay, we're parents. We like a youth orchestra, you know.
And this is at the Strand in Rockland.
This was at the Strand in Rockland. And so we go, it's packed. And the first band is Darlingside. And this lovely group of young musicians sort of marches out and takes their place on the stage. And they start to play the song. And the orchestra comes in. And you could hear this audible gasp. As the piece grows and grows,
people are becoming more and more excited. And then there's a piece where there's a big string section, and then it finishes and people just start yelling. And when the whole concert was over, that's when I just stormed backstage.
You had no permission to storm back, and that's what I love.
I had no permission to storm backstage, and I did at the end of the concert.
And you walked up to me, you hugged me first, without ever meeting me, ever, and then you looked at me like, my name's Valerie. And that was it. And that was the start.
I said, what do you need?
What do you need? And ever since then, we've been partners in crime, and it's been great. So you've been a huge addition to both Maine Youth Rock Orchestra, but also like your background on Maine. So you moved here 3 years ago, full time, but you've been coming here since you were 5.
I've been coming here since I was 5. All my cousins were from Port Clyde, and my grandmother brought me here. My mother's cousins were here, and my folks, my mom and my stepdad, moved back to Rockland. Well, first Owl's Head, then Rockland, 25 years ago.
And for those who don't know Valerie's background, you were Doris on the TV series Fame.
Yes, I did 4 years on that show.
And bringing this all back to Maine, like, why did you relocate from West Coast to Rockland?
This was always like the magical place for me to come, was Maine, and I always came to the same place because my cousins were all there. And then when my mother moved back, she was teaching at what was Rockport Film and Photographic, which then became Maine Media.
Okay.
I started teaching there, so I started coming once a year to teach directors. And, you know, this is where I wanted to be. When my kids were grown, I thought, I want to do 2 things. I want to live much smaller, and I want it to be in Maine. There's some crazy juju here. I wake up every day going, I live here.
It's pretty incredible. Let's play our final song, Endless Sea. Thanks so much for watching MaineLife, and we'll see you next week.
The room fills with blue, and I'm lying awake, chewing this up like an old piece of steak. And I find myself back in the shadows again. It's a similar song with a few different words, and I think that it's real, and I know that's absurd, but I cling to the thread of this lie like a drowning man. Here on the endless sea, I'm searching for land, caught in the darkest night. I forget who I am. See, it's all about fathers, things of the past, lovers and romance that never could last, wrapped up in a small velvet box that I keep in my heart. See, I put all the faces on different forms, and I wind them all up and I watch them perform, riding the old roller coaster, my hands in the air. Here on the endless sea, I'm searching for land. I am caught in the darkest night. I forget who I am. Well, I just want a letter to come in the mail that releases my head from this terrible jail. 'Cause I can't find the key, but I know that I had it before. So I'll go to the movies and watch good people die, fill my heart up with popcorn, have a